In today's video, I'm going to be walking you guys through my 9 million coin investment that I'm making into SBC fodder. So, just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch. For the cheapest premium trading service for just £4, €4, or free with Amazon Prime. You'll get yourself daily trading and investing guides covering both Xbox and PlayStation with an array of different techniques depending on your budget. I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million on multiple titles, and recently making over 10 million in the first month for the last 3 years. So in today's video, what we're going to be doing is walking you guys through my 9 million coin investment in SBC fodder. So yeah, this is an investment we normally do every week, but it's actually a little bit different this week. And the reason it's different this week is because SBC fodder didn't even drop this week. So you may wonder, well, surely if it didn't drop, you don't want to buy it, because surely it just drops later in the week. Well, that would kind of go against a lot of the trends that we know for SBC fodder, therefore we wouldn't go with the presumption, and instead there's actually just a few reasons to explain it. So, how SBC fodder normally works, we get the old paint out, is it will go up during the week because no one's opening packs during the week, and then it'll go down on the weekend because people are opening packs, and yeah, it's just being supplied, and then it'll go up, and then it'll go down, and then it'll go up, and then it'll go down. Well, what's happened this week is it's gone up, and then it's gone down ever so slightly, and it's already started to rise. So this basically here shows that there's either the not being supplied, because the supply, aka lightning rounds, drops the price, or that there's a lot of demand to complete SBCs to the point where the demand has outweighed the supply. But there's a few things I'm going to show you in a second that actually show that no one's opening lightning rounds. And I think there is a credible reason. You know, we've just had 2 weeks of lightning rounds for Team of the Year. Why would you really then, unless maybe you're a content creator, go and spend even more money for a more plebby promo? Like, the incentive just isn't there. And the ways that I can show you guys that no one is opening packs this weekend is there's, you know, certain sort of things we normally see. This was one of the best things, is that players that would go up for like a marquee matchup or a generic SBC just didn't drop. Now they did drop yesterday, which is interesting, but they didn't drop. They didn't drop on Friday. So this guy went up for marquee matchups. I think he went all the way up to about 3k. Yeah, went up to 3k and then sat down at 2k. And with all the lightning rounds that would have been opened, he did not drop in price whatsoever. And it wasn't like he was needed for an SBC, he just didn't drop in price whatsoever, which meant he held / I guess even rose right there. But you can see there, by the way, between 6 PM and 7 PM, because he didn't rise, we know that he wasn't really being used for an SBC, so that's not the reason he kept it. And even again yesterday, he didn't really drop post 6 PM. There was more of a reason for him to rise yesterday. Now, interesting enough, he is actually down in price right now, but this is like one of the first signs. One of the second signs is the percentage drop on players that were back in packs just wasn't really there. So Vinicius before out of packs was about 20k. Yes, the whole market has risen, and that would be a fair counter argument. But if we look on Friday, him going back in packs, he only went 33 down to about 28. Which, bear in mind, he was like 18, 19k before he went out of packs, and he only managed to drop 5k of the original 15k rise. Is insane, and you can do this with lots of the guys who went out packs. I think even someone like Valverde, who, you know, we would I'd heavily argue is nowhere near as much demanded as the likes of Vinicius Jr. still isn't down at SBC fodder prices. We look at the drop on Friday, what we see. So he did have more of a substantial drop, but it wasn't as much. And then this on top of SBC fodder not dropping is a lot of signs of just saying people aren't opening packs. Because again, basically across the board, SBC fodder really wasn't dropping. Let's go and look at someone like Lewandowski, who was never taken out of packs during Team of the Year. If we go hourly Friday, he did have a slight drop, I believe, but I don't think it was anything too crazy. We saw a 68 down there to about 62, 63, and I believe he kind of rebounded back to 64. Which, bear in mind, before Team of the Year, this rated fodder was, how low was it? It was only at 60. Only at 60, went up to 75. Yeah, the majority of the drop wasn't on the Friday. The majority of the drop was kind of just tailing off at the end of Team of the Year. Well, what we believe is because of how rare SBC fodder is, and there is, once again, I can show you even more signs, I guess. We believe that any time it's needed this week, SBC fodder is going to do very, very well. Because if something's very rare in the first place, and then it's demanded, it just absolutely booms. It's like if you guys remember some of the trends with Team of the Weeks. Team of the Weeks can be rare, you know, the supply starts getting eaten up, And then even when all team weeks are 15k, boom, they can go and require them again, boom, now they're 20k. Because they're already rare in the first place. And that's kind of the logic that we're going to be applying to fodder this week, is that fodder is already very rare, and we're at the part where it's meant to get supplied. Which means if we get to the part where it's not being supplied, and it's still being demanded, I mean, last year we had party bags, you know, stuff left, right and centre for the likes of future stars. That is the sort of stuff that would just make fodder absolutely boom. Fodder also rose yesterday, which is a very rare sort of thing. Doesn't normally rise on a Saturday. Normally the Saturday SBC will not outweigh the Saturday supply. But we did see, what do we see rise? We saw 85's rise, even though only one of them was needed for a player SBC. I believe 84's rose post 6 PM, if I'm not wrong, yesterday. There you go, 84's rose post 6 PM. So the fodder was rising on a day that we don't normally see it rising, which again shows a lack of supply. So what can you go and buy? You can go and pick yourself up some 83's, because the idea is that if 84's and 85's become quite expensive, 83's will do well. They're a bit of a chain investment, as in they won't do well until these do well, but you can go 84's. And what I personally put my money on is 85's. You can look at 86 pluses, but the idea is 83's through to 85's are the most consistent players needed for SBCs. And because they're the most consistent players needed for SBCs, in theory, you've got the highest chance of hitting with these players, aka having SBCs this week that demand them. And obviously 85's, if you guys have been following the trends, have been absolutely insane. Now the nice thing about 85's is EA has finally updated the price ranges. These guys previously all had like 15, 16k price ranges. Now you've got players like Delip with a 25k price range. You've got players like Depay with a 20k price range. You do have a few weird ones like Carrasco with 14k price range. So what you're doing here is you're only going to buy the guys with 20k price ranges. That's kind of what I've done myself. Which means I've been buying the likes of Delip, I've been buying the likes of Depay, I've been buying the likes of Gundogan, Pedri. You can buy the informs if you want, but the golds seem to do better than informs, which is weird. Especially with the new price ranges. Royce you can buy, Vardy you can buy, Pogba you can buy, Gnabry you can buy, Foden you can buy, and Kostic I would not be buying. And yeah, the idea is that they'll just slowly rise till Thursday, with every SBC basically adding to it like an accumulator. You know, you'll have your first SBC, they'll use them a little bit. Next SBC, use them a lot more. And as I say, by the end of the week, it should stack up quite nicely. Now we go and sell your fodder if you want to play it, I guess, excessively safe Wednesday after 6 PM content. If not, you can go Thursday after 6 PM content. The only worry is if you don't get anything good on Thursday, then there's anticipation around people opening packs on Friday, and the market, therefore, could go down on Friday. Because I would say there'd probably be more of a reason people open lightning rounds next week than this week, because obviously we haven't just come off the back of 2 weeks of Team of the Year, or quite as freshly. Now, so I can show you guys my investment right here. Now, I do actually still have some of the Ligue 1 players that I'm planning on selling on. I think they'll just be a bit of a dud buy. But there you go, you can see these. They're all picked up for 13. I imagine you'll struggle picking them up for 13, because I did try buying a few more this morning for 13. And it was, yeah, easier said than done. Especially compared to last night when you could just buy players, pages and pages. But that is that. Thank you very much for watching. You'll also see that there's some so rare content coming on the channel. Doesn't mean I'm not making FIFA content. I'm making content for both. With me cutting down the hours I'm streaming at the moment, we've, I guess, put that into YouTube video, making other content. So do not worry. The FIFA stuff is here to stay. It's just I'll be uploading both sort of things on the channel because I think they're both quite relevant to my trading FIFA sort of football channel. But thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.